when we look in society, as we look in every individual, because of the fact that there is an evolutionary drive. So when you are in a river and you're swimming, so you don't feel the water so much because you're in it. You're swimming with the speed of the water. You just feel it as wet, but it doesn't create a lot of pressure on you. But if you would swim to the shore of the river and you would grab a lot of branches and you would not like to move with the river, so the water will create a stronger and stronger pressure on you because you are stopping the movement, so it creates a pressure. Many people wake up to a certain extent because of crisis in their life. A crisis means that I don't develop voluntarily, I don't continue the movement of life voluntarily. So, for example, if someone has a job, and one day you wake up and you feel it's done, this job is not anymore for me, I need to quit. But then the mind kicks in and says, oh, it's safe, and I need to have the money, and will I find another job? And that. So the mind might jump on you, on your authentic impulse to quit your job. Every day from this day on, you will feel a stronger pressure. It's a pressure in my body, in my emotions, in my thoughts. People can get very frustrated when their evolution moves on, but they don't move on. So it creates a pressure, an evolutionary pressure. And what we see in society today is that many people hold on to the habits of what they know, and then it creates also society structures that are holding on to what we know, for example, an economical system that is not anymore fitting to the needs that we have as a global community. So when this global community needs to evolve, but many people try to keep safe, then it creates more pressure, more pressure, more pressure, until we actually have a crisis that can have two outcomes. One is that enough people see the cracks in society as creative openings where the light comes in and become creative in creating new structures that are much more functional. And then you channel the evolutionary pressure into creativity. So you participate and create something new, because the universe creates through you something new. Or you stay in this kind of more contracted level, and you actually will perceive much more suffering because of staying attached to this. And most probably, if too many people will not become more creative and more awake, then it will end in a disaster. So in a society, if enough people become creative, they move society forward into next levels of development, which are much more functional. If not enough people become creative, at a certain stage it will go into a regression in consciousness. We go down the ladder, and when we go down the ladder, it will become violent. And so it has been in all the history, you see the same thing. So either people wake up to more consciousness and more evolutionary movement, or they become destructive and it ends in wars or riots or poverty or things like this. But the initial inherent movement, for people who become creative, it's the best time. Because actually the things that need to break open by force, and this is the best time for people who are anyway developing to develop, because they just have an open space suddenly for their creativity to unfold. So for creative people, the crisis is a chance, because it's a chance to move society forward. And from, for example, national identities, we need to inhabit much more a global consciousness that will solve questions like climate crisis, resource crisis, overpopulation, if there is one. So there are many global questions that can be solved only from the next level of development, because in the next level of development we are much more intelligent than when we are too separate and too asleep. Separateness causes intelligence to go down. More transcendence and collective awareness will cause us to be more intelligent and answer the questions that we need to answer.